Watch this space.
Also coming up, Michelle Collins, down from the beautiful Hebrides where she films 2,000 Acres of Sky. She'll tell us how a London girl fell hopelessly in love with the remote beauty there.
The Americans call it tough love. It's 10 words one model do.
Yeah, OK. Right, Michelle
I had to
Collins.
cut him off in the end, didn't I? I had to put the phone down on him.
Michelle Collins originally signed up for just 11 episodes of EastEnders, but scheming Cindy quickly got her claws into the nation, and Ian Beale, and didn't let go for 11 years. Since leaving the Square, Michelle starred in a number of dramas, both on and off television, but right now, she couldn't be further from her Walford roots.
Well, you didn't call. I had to tell him something. Oh, they didn't know what to do with it all, so I said they could leave it there.
Well, looks like it belongs.
Why didn't you phone Kenny? I was really worried. What were you doing?
I just went looking for stuff. I didn't find it, though. Do you reckon I can rent a room tonight?
Don't be stupid. You can stay as long as you like, you know that.
Thanks.
So, where were you?
Well, I'm a walking time machine. In front of me is the future, behind me is the past. Just trying to figure out which direction they're going.
Did you figure it out?
Dodgy clutch. Still stuck in neutral.
I missed you.
Well, Michelle's here with us now, and the first thing we've got to do is apologise because we said it was set in the Hebrides, but it's not
Nonsense.
at all.
The
It's set in the
Western
Western Isles,
Well,
isn't it?
Obviously, it's called 2,000 Acres of Sky, but we actually couldn't film there because it would have
On
been
Sky.
too treacherous. So
Yeah.
it's filmed in on the west coast, Wigtownshire, and a little place called Port Logan.
Oh, right, OK.
Do you remember that time we went to the West Coast, North West Coast of
so
Scotland, and we sat in that
beautiful.
little cafe? Was it Mallaig?
Yeah.
And you could see Skye. This is
Yeah.
before they put the bridge over
right,
there, although
yeah.
that's further around. God, it looked beautiful. I mean, it looked ethereal, actually.
It is, well, you know, wonderful, and to get the chance to be paid to go and work there. And we were there from well, 5 months really. It's about 5 months of the year, so back and forward. But no, it's great. It's a great experience.
Do you fly there, or do you drive?
No, it's a long drive. It's about 6-7 hour drive. So we fly to Glasgow. And it's about 2 hours from Glasgow.
Do you drive from Glasgow?
Yeah.
What a drive! Well, I know, but you go in a car. What a drive that is!
Very, very windy.
Isn't it fantastic?
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Stunning.
I'd never actually been to Scotland before. I'd filmed there. I'd been to Glasgow, and I was like, oh, you know. But it's a great place to go on holiday. It really is fantastic for kids as well.
When we went, do you remember we were in November? And there were soft skies. It didn't rain very much, but the beaches again on the west
Beautiful.
coast, they're like
They look like
the
Caribbean.
And you get the Gulf Stream washing it there in places like Ullapool, and you get all these lovely subtropical gardens.
Well, that's right. We are. It's on the Gulf Stream, so that's why it's never. It's not as cold as you think it would be. That keeps it slightly, and lots of botanical gardens as well.
That's
that you
right,
never
yeah, because of the
imagine.
Gulf Stream. Yeah.
You, in a sense, Michelle, you in a sense have actually experienced, since it's your first time in that part of Scotland, you've actually experienced what Abby's experienced in some kinds of
Life
ways.
imitating art, or art imitating life. One of those.
Yeah, a London girl going there and actually finding it enormously peaceful. And you've enjoyed it yourself, haven't you, very much?
Very much. Well, you know, I didn't ever think that I'd do a third series, but I do love it. And, you know, that Zenith, who make it, are fantastic because I can accommodate my daughter as well when I go up there, which is really important.
How old is she now?
She's 6, yeah. She's here today.
Do you have a feeling when you're there? I'm not going to go on too much about sort of the Scottish thing. See, I did the first time I went to Scotland, that I've been lots of times, that you really are, although of course it's part of the UK, that sense of separateness, of foreignness, because until 17 whatever it was a separate country, it still lingers, that sense of being in a friendly but foreign land.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a romantic way.
But also, like you said, you know, my character was an incomer, you know, coming into this small, remote community, which is basically exactly the same as what I've done. Yeah, I mean, the people actually are lovely in Port Logan. A lot of them are extras on the programme as well, so we've got to know them very, very well, and they've always been fantastic to me. But I know what you mean, a sort of feeling of separation, and when you're there, and it's a sort of place, I think, that, you know, and you can actually see the sky. How often in a big city can you see the sky?
Absolutely.
You know, everyone who comes in, even if they're on, you know, for a couple of weeks, they just go on the beach and just walk and walk, and it's just beautiful.
It's not so much. It's not the people. It's the place.
Yes,
and
it's
it's the
like anything, isn't
architecture,
it?
and
Yeah.
particularly in like central Scotland. I mean, we noticed this. There's a lot of architecture. You can really see the French influence, you know, because of the links with France when Britain was at war with France and Scotland wasn't.
That beautiful stone.
Yeah, and the turrets and everything. Oh, it's fabulous. I love
You've
it.
done incredibly well since leaving EastEnders. It doesn't happen to everyone. Some people, when they've left something as long-running and popular as a soap, kind of drop out of view. But you've had a lot of work, haven't you? You still think you made the right choice?
No.
Yeah. No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, but you'd be surprised. A lot of people go, oh, never mind, you know.
Like you've been out.
You could always come back and I say, oh, I'm dead. They say, are you? Oh, I must have missed that one. Didn't know you were dead. Yes. I died in childbirth, actually, but I didn't mind because I was in Cyprus.
I must have missed that one.
Fantastic.
I love it. What's been your favourite thing since? The favourite series you've done?
Oh, I should say 2000 Eggs. 2000 Eggs of Sky, I love it because I love the people and I love it. It's got a real sort of special feel to it. It's quite, without sounding, it is quite spiritual. It's quite a spiritual place. Is, yeah. And it's wonderful because my niece is also in the programme. She plays my daughter. So I get to be with my sister a lot, which is great. So I suppose that was sort of scenery. I loved, there was something I did called Perfect, which was about a serial bigamist. Which was
I remember that, it was good.
And that was fantastic, and it covered cases of, you know, the reason why she did it. You know, she'd been married 8 times and she'd been abused as a child, so I think, you know, as an actor, that was the bit, the piece that stretched me probably the most, that I got the most out of myself, I think.
We found a really interesting clip earlier. We were looking, because you used to be a singer. Song, Get Ready.
Oh, God.
Nice period of your life? Or
well, you look like you're having fun here. Let's have a quick look.
Let's have a look.
Oh, get on, we've all got a past.
It's alright. The loving you're gonna miss and the time it takes to find you. It's out of sight. So fiddly-dee, fiddly-do. Look out, baby, 'cause here I come. And I'm bringing you.
That was what, Blue Peter?
Yes, I got my Blue Peter badge.
That was good.
Well, we've found something for you. You probably... You've probably got hundreds of them at home.
No, mine's smashed. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Well, we got two
copies, and that cost quite a lot of money on an internet site. Actually, it's worth quite a lot. And another one that you've actually signed. Look, can you see that?
Is that now? Is that really your
How
autograph?
much was that? About 50p or something?
I don't know, but is that you?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter said my writing is really terrible. It is mine, yeah.
Well, listen, one day somebody will dig out an amateur reel-to-reel recording of me singing in Essex folk clubs in the mid-70s, and I hope they don't. I pray.
I've seen
I
you
pray.
sing. What did
No, you don't want to hear that tape. I pray that
No,
never turns up.
I don't want to hear that.
No, you don't want to hear that tape either. It's not going to happen.
Look, our next item, what we're doing is looking at, you know, this big thing that miniskirts are really, really popular again this year, and the big debate about whether after a certain age a woman shouldn't wear them. Do you agree with that?
No, I think it's up to the individual completely. I think these days it doesn't matter. It's how you feel, isn't it? Really, it doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think I'd wear a miniskirt. I don't think I'm not confident enough to wear a miniskirt. Also, it depends what you look like. But actually, no, it shouldn't matter what you look. It's how you feel.
See, I agree with you. You said earlier that it depends on how old the face looks and everything. But you and I both remember when I took you on that weekend cycling holiday of Rome, sightseeing tour of Rome. It was a misprint in a magazine interview. And we were in this restaurant somewhere in the city centre. It was January, and this Italian couple came in, and he was probably about 80. And the signora was probably about
70.
80. No, she was not knocking on, Jude. And she had a full-length fur coat on. It was like 60 degrees outside.
So elegant.
And dripping with dew and stuff.
Beautiful
and
chignon.
she had a cigarette in a holder in her mouth, you know, because they all smoke in it, so they don't give us stuff. And she took her coat off, and she was wearing a leather and lace sort of top, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And the shortest leather miniskirt and the highest black high heels. She looked fantastic. Because she could carry it off.
Because she was confident.
She believed in it.
Yeah.
Now, it was all up there. That's why it worked. And, of course, the legs are the last thing to go, aren't they?
Don't ask me, love. I'm sure you're more of a connoisseur than I am. I haven't gone around looking at women's legs that much.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's an expression I've heard many times in show business. It's the legs that are the last to go, but hey. And she looked great. Stop laughing at me. Oh, Titter, you're a guest here. You're not supposed to be mocking.
I'm not talking. My New Year's resolution was not to talk so much. I did this interview recently with this woman in Scotland on Sunday, and she said, Michelle Conte is very charming, but after you've interviewed her, you do feel like you need to go and sit in a dark corner with a cold compress. I was mortified, so that's why I'm sort of a bit quieter than I normally am, because I just thought...
You sound like you've been talking a lot, I must admit. You sound a little bit
anyway,
throaty.
Let's not get away from the miniskirt, because that was meant to be
Can I
neat.
just say 2000 Eggs of Sky is on Friday night at 8:30?
You can say that. Right.
Thank you.
But I think you said that anyway on the...
But it doesn't matter, it's worth saying.
Yeah, OK, all right.
That kind of segue into the miniskirt item kind of evaporated now.
Matter.
We'll get back to it. As we've been saying, the miniskirt is...